Good afternoon, Conservatives. Yesterday, we witnessed Erin O'Toole win the leadership race. A lot of Conservatives think that that means a move to the right. I'm here today to burst that bubble that no, that was just a tool that the O'Toole used to get into power. However, he's the furthest thing from the right. In fact, he's more left leaning. He was already a moderate before this, and historically he has been. However, he's going to the left. And I'm going to go through the economics. We're going to look at exactly what his policies are and where he's going and what you need to know. Be smarter than the narrative that foreign powers give you, because I promise you it's not going to help Alberta. It's definitely not going to help the country of Canada. Stay tuned. My little orange button here is going to go between videos, and we're going to go through all of it now. Thank you very much.
Parliamentary system. Same respect for human rights and the rule of law and democracy. We have very good economic growth rates, very good GDP per capita rates, very low unemployment, very good healthcare systems. The list goes on and on and on as to why we're so compatible for, implementing facilitated migration or free movement, whatever you want to call it. And also as well, trade and foreign policy. These countries, we work together so well in the international sphere, whether it's the United
Here we have Erin O'Toole and his views on Kanzuk. He says, to me, it just makes sense that these traditional allies, Commonwealth members, and partners would build deeper ties. In a world facing growing challenges from Russia and China, it has never been more important for free market, freedom-loving democracies to work together. Sounds pretty good, right? And below you have James Skinner. He's the founder of Kanzuk International. Here under O'Toole policies, as leader of the Conservative Party, you have the Kanzuk deal. With the withdrawal of the United Kingdom from the European Union and with Prime Minister Johnson eager to negotiate new free trade deals, it is time to be bold. I will promise a Canadian, Australia, New Zealand, United Kingdom deal that includes free trade and flow of capital investment between the partners, reciprocal freedom to study, live, and work for citizens under expanded areas of labor coordination as agreed upon by the parties, and enhanced defense partnerships, intelligence cooperation, and defense production agreements. So what does that mean, everybody? It means that get ready to give up your jobs. And we're going to get into the economics of why the Kanzuk deal is no good for Canada. Here we have imports and exports and trade balance between the EU and Canada 2009 to 2019. As you can see, the blue bar graph is the EU exports to Canada, and you can see all the years, regardless of COVID, it's not even factored here. We watch EU exports into Canada grow at extreme rates, where Canada's exports to the EU do not keep up. We are in a massive trade deficit. Trading economics, this is Canada exports to the United Kingdom. Balance of trade, as you can see, we're at a massive deficit. That was the last. Previous was not as bad as that. You can see highest was the best we ever did with the United Kingdom way back in the 80s. Our lowest, you can see, we're almost at that now as of last year. Nothing to do with COVID. We have been on a declining trade balance with UK for quite a number of years. And as you can see, they only account for 8% of our trade. Our biggest trading partner, the United States, which is 75% of our exports, and we're in a trade surplus with the United States. If it wasn't for the United States, Canada would be in a serious, serious depression. We cannot rely on our European partners in trading to sustain Canada. As you can see, we export all our jobs, all our manufacturing. We import from the UK Manufactured goods, all our industries are getting crushed under the EU and the UK. We're just giving it up to them. The only thing we trade is our natural resources, and we're very limited on that. Just like Justin Trudeau, we see O'Toole right in with CETA. That's the Progressive Trade Agreement for a strong middle class. Yeah, right. Remember Justin Trudeau's strong middle class? Well, O'Toole's following suit. The Canadian-European Union Comprehensive Economic and Trade Agreement, which is CETA, is helping to create jobs, strengthen economic relations, and boosting Canada's trade with the world's second largest market. Unfortunately, as you saw from the statistics, we're getting crushed in trade since CETA. It's only gotten worse for Canada. When they talk about more jobs, we're creating jobs overseas. As you can see, we get tariffs from the UK too. There's Justin Trudeau arm in arm with Johnson on the Canada-UK trade talks. It's, tariff-free after January 1st with trade under CETA to expire. And they're holding on to it for another year while UK does their Brexit completion. But Trudeau was all over this. Now Johnson is too. It's a very liberal agenda. Look at the Republicans. They'll explain to you in the real economics just as I have. Fiscal realities here. We look at Ralph Klein's legacy. If anyone out there hasn't read this, I urge you to read the Fraser Institute's article on Ralph Klein's legacy, how he turned around a $44 billion fiscal reality. And he did that with real conservative economics, which is in trade as well. And he did that with the USA, our number one trading partner. He focused on our strengths, which was that surplus, which is, again, our best friend on the economic front. Here is Jason Kenney's $44 billion debt that'll destroy the Ralph Klein physical legacy. For anyone not paying attention, this guy will be the number one biggest debt accumulator in Alberta's recorded history of any provincial recorded history per person per capita. This guy is going to be the worst economic blow never seen in Canadian politics ever. And he's by far no conservative, not even close, not in this economic reality he has created. The absolute worst debt. On track to almost triple Rachel Notley. Never mind COVID. With COVID, it's going to be excused to be quite a bit more than that. You just wait and see the reality of Jason Kenney 4 years. And now we're going to see it with O'Toole and his federal economics, which is garbage. Remarks by President Trump at the 2020 Council for National Policy meeting. This was August 21st. I watched it live. It was just the most powerful Trump presentation to date that I've seen. And, you know, conservatives here in Alberta and Canada, you got to watch this. This man, people run him down. The media runs him down. But you want to know economics. You want to know how a nation's supposed to run, and everything that this man has said about Canada is 100% true. And we're going to see that with our conservative or liberals alike. We have 70% of the population gravitating to policies that are going to destroy our country. And it's all said right here. For those of you conservatives who haven't seen this, you've got to watch this address. August 21st, 2020. I think you can find it on YouTube. This will go into everything I'm talking about. What O'Toole's doing, what Trudeau's doing. It gets into why we as a people have to rise up. And we're not there. We're never going to be if we continue on the rate and pace we're going with delusional left policies hidden under, Aaron O'Toole's alt-right. No, he's not. That was just to get the leadership. His policies are clearly liberal.